news to some breaking developments now coming in, some visuals playing out on your screens. We are now understanding the YSRTP chief YS Sharmila has arrived outside the TSPSC office where she is saying the police is not allowing her to go inside. She's still on the road. So she in fact essentially has been detained during a protest. The police is not allowing her to go inside. She's still protesting out on the road. All of this happening outside the TSSP office. You have on your screens the YSRTP chief YS Sharmila, who once again has been detained during a protest. Not the first time that we are seeing this sort of escalation between YS Sharmila and KCR government on the ground. So we can see there is a huge police deployment. Protesters now in fact are being detained. What we're also understanding is that YS Sharmila, who's, as I pointed out, the YSRTP chief, has in fact arrived outside the TSPS office. The police, as of now, as you can see in those visuals, also not allowing her to go inside, and she continues to protest outside with her supporters. Looks like some sort of altercation between the police officials and those protesters as well, because some of those protesters now are being detained and put on those police vans, as you can see in those visuals as well. All of this is happening outside the school commission office in Hyderabad. So once again, you're seeing an escalation between the YSRTP, that is Sharmila, and her protesters, versus the KCR government. We'll try and establish a connection with our colleague to try and understand what's really happening on the ground and if any political reactions are also coming in. Swastika is already joining us on the broadcast. Swastika, good morning. Not the first time that we are seeing this escalation between the KCR government and YS Sharmila and her supporters. This time around, what was the original plan and what's really happening?
Well, she strategically stepped out of her house last night itself, going by the past incidents. Remember, whenever she had planned to stage protests, the state government would deploy the police officials outside her residence, therefore blocking her and stopping her from stepping out of her home. But this time around, Sharmila herself in fact revived a strategy, saying she stepped out of the house yesterday fearing house arrest, and that's why she wanted to come here and let her voice be heard. And just a short minutes ago, in fact all of this ended up finished in 10 minutes rather. Sharmila arrived here. There was commotion on the road. This is a busy road in Hyderabad. The police officials gherrowed her, while media personnel were also trying to get bites from her. Sharmila was not even allowed to walk 100 meters. The police officials captured her, put her in a car, and then have taken her away. We are getting to learn that she'll be taken to her residence itself, Lotus Pond, and that is where the party is going to scale up the protest. Not just that, very few, handful of YSRTP workers who had been here since morning to stage protests were also taken up in various police vehicles and then taken away to Sharmila's residence. That is where we are probably assuming that the police are taking her.
Yes, Swastika, we could see in those visuals some of those supporters who were with YS Sharmila in fact being taken in those police vans. But I want to understand what is the larger. Okay, Swastika, we'll just request you to stay on with us. Some reaction coming in. Okay, we'll try and play that soundbite for our viewers. We were getting a reaction from YS Sharmila, but those dramatic scenes continue to play out in Hyderabad, where we are understanding the YSRTP chief YS Sharmila in fact has been detained during a protest. Some of her protesters have also been taken in police vans. Let's listen in to what YS Sharmila had to say.
కూడా తెలియక ముందే మీరు నోటీస్ చేయక ముందే రాజశేఖర రెడ్డి బిడ్డ నిరుద్యోగ సమస్య ఉంది అని లక్షల మంది బిడ్డలు నిరుద్యోగంతో బాధపడుతున్నారని ఆత్మహత్యలు చేసుకుంటున్నారని ప్రతి మంగళవారం ఫస్ట్ నుండి దీక్షలు చేసింది మేము వాళ్ళ సమస్య కోసం కొట్లాడింది మేము నిరుద్యోగుల కోసం కొట్లాడినంత వరకు అసలు ప్రతిపక్షం
I have been trying to raise this issue time and again, and have been in fact going out meeting different victims as well. By victims she refers to the students who could not take their exams because of the paper leak. She says despite raising multiple voices and trying to be at the forefront, there has been an arm twisting method that is being developed and adopted by Telangana Chief Minister KCR to stifle the voice of opposition. She also says that yesterday, assuming that how things have been playing out in the last few months, ever since I wanted to stage protest, I left my house last night itself, stayed at a hotel in order to reach to the spot at the very earliest and stage my protest.
We heard from YS Sharmila, but as we pointed out, dramatic scenes continue to play out in Hyderabad. Swastika continues to be with us. Swastika, politically speaking, what is the point that YS Sharmila is making? Just a few days ago, she in fact had hit out at the KCR government saying, you can kill me, but you cannot silence me. What is the plan of action today?
Well, look, Sharmila has been raising every single issue that has cropped up in Telangana. The biggest story right now is, of course, the TSPSC paper leak scam, which has been taken up as a big political ammunition by the BJP, by Sharmila, and even by the Congress to target the ruling BRS government. While the special investigation team is carrying out its own investigation into the matter, they have taken 12 persons into custody. In fact, few of them are TSPSC employees itself who were in fact complicit in releasing the papers. But here as far as Sharmila is concerned, remember, she has been raking up this issue, to establish herself politically, to let her voice be more heard as Telangana approaches elections in the next few months. And also she's been time and again quoting her father's regime, saying back in his regime when United Andhra Pradesh was there under the leadership of YS Reddy, these kind of controversies did not happen, and she's been drawing comparisons between KCR and YSR, saying during YSR's time it was golden era in Telangana, where in Andhra Pradesh, I beg your pardon, where people from both Telangana and Andhra Pradesh were happy with this regime. But ever since Telangana was carved out, there is only one family which has been dominating, and not for the good reasons, but for corruption, but for dynasty politics, for letting down the aspirations of the people of Telangana. And this has been her tagline, whether it is raising about Kaleshwaram lift irrigation scam, where she has alleged a massive scam in fact, and the TSPSC paper leak. Sharmila right now, as we are given to understand, has been taken to her residence here in Hyderabad itself, where there is going to be heavy police deployment.
Okay, Swastika, we'll just request you to stay on with us.